Alright, I got a discount for you. We're talking Xbox Live. Loads of gaming discounts. All you have to do is go to my description, copy my code from the description, paste my code. Woof, it's gaming time.
Righto, tally ho there champs, and I hope you're all having a great day. And today I'm going to talk about what I think is the best laptop for 2019, or the best laptops of 2019, because there are so many different classes, so many different, products. Because I've lost count of how many laptops I've reviewed, and we're coming up to Christmas, or maybe you're watching this video after Christmas, but sales are on. What laptop should you buy for the next year? Investment of money? Let's find out. All right, so my criteria for best laptops of the year, or best laptop, is nothing too heavy duty here. It has to be sort of like a new product in 2019. Now, I do weigh things heavier to a new design, like a completely new product, because there are a lot of products that have just been refreshed. And I think if you watch my channel, you know that XPS 15 and MacBook Pro 15 have been my favorite, and I'm always going to recommend them. They are, or they were, just refreshers, because there is a new MacBook Pro 16, and there have been other laptops that have been new designs. And there's been like a new ZEPHYRUS design, there's been like a new Aero design, there's a lot of new stuff. So I'm going to weight things more to what is completely new. So when it comes to UltraBooks, this is the most competitive category. If you think gaming is competitive, and a lot of gaming stuff's the same. They use the same specs, the same, GPU, same panels. And it's even harder with UltraBooks, right? Because there's so many good ones. But when it comes to like the budget ones, just get the ZenBooks. The ZenBooks are the best. The ZenBook Duo, the price of that is amazing. What you get, the performance out of it, even as a GPU, dual display, even just the normal ZenBooks, you can't beat them for price. And the MateBooks you could chuck in there as well. For quality and value for money, they're the best because they're premium, but they don't cost the earth, right? Some of those premium UltraBooks cost so much. And when you consider that these things are pretty much as good as those, and some ways better, I think it's just a no-brainer to get them. And in the description, I'll leave all my recommended laptops. But there is another one you got to look out for, and that's the Surface laptop. The Surface Laptop 3 is ultra premium, but when you can pick it up on a 20% sale, and they have those 20% sales at Microsoft all the time, wow, the premium device you get there for the price, that's hard to beat as well. And the only downside to the Surface Laptop 3 is, it doesn't have Thunderbolt, but neither do those other entry-level ones I was talking about either. So when it comes to the best ultra portable, here's the honest truth. You could make an argument for all of them. If we're talking ThinkPad, X1, Yogas, Carbons, HP Spectres, EliteBooks, Surface Books, MacBook Pros, XPS 13, Razer Stealth, just any of them, they are all awesome. You could make an argument for all of them. How are you going to pick a winner out of all those? It's almost impossible. The standard is so high. And really, I think it's going to come down to which one you can get the best deal on. Now, I will say the standout for me in this is the XPS 13 2-in-1. Without a word of a lie, that thing, when I hooked it up to an eGPU, was actually the fastest at rendering my sample project out. I mean, faster than desktop and faster than every single laptop I've reviewed. We're talking ones with RTX 2080. Hook an eGPU up. Wow. That's because of that Ice Lake CPU. It has 16:10 display. It's why it's gorgeous. It is awesome in every single way. The only downside to that one is it doesn't have the battery life of some of the other UltraBooks. Like, the battery life is fine, but it's certainly not class leading like the other 13-inch UltraBooks in this class. So I think that one stands out for the best sort of UltraBook to me. But the truth is, any of those premium laptops I've mentioned, you'll be happy with any of them. I will say one to look out for is the Razer Blade Stealth, the new one that has the 10th generation Ice Lake CPU, and it does have a GTX 1650 in it. Like, if you're into performance and gaming, that's the one you get. But if you're just into normal UltraBooks, I wouldn't get that. If you don't need that power of the graphics and that, if you can, get the 10th generation Ice Lake CPUs. I think they're better graphics. I mean, it's a bit confusing because there's two 10th generation CPUs. Try and get the Ice Lake one. It should have a G on it in the product name of the CPU. Oh, so when it comes to the big boys, the really big ones, yes, the 15-inch, 16-inch, 17-inch, whatever. What's the best laptop in this category? So I'm going to just split it up into sort of three categories. Just gaming, premium thin and light gaming and just premium sort of like content creation sort of laptops. So if we're just talking about gaming, best value is always the Helios. Predator Helios, just get it. It's the best value gaming laptop. If you've got a bit more money to spend, I'd recommend the Scar 3, the ROG Scar 3. That thing is amazing. Full RTX 2060 in it. The one I reviewed, it's just awesome display. It was just amazing. I cannot highly recommend that enough. If we're talking thin and light premium gaming, so we're talking Razer Blade, Aero, Alienware M15, ZEPHYRUS and stuff like that. If you're just talking about gaming, get the ZEPHYRUS, the ROG ZEPHYRUS. It has pretty much the best gaming performance. Actually, the Predator's pretty good too, even though it's got 8th generation CPUs. That's still amazing for gaming. As an all-round laptop, the battery life and that on those are not that great, and just, some of the ergonomics and stuff. But for gaming, that's the way to go. The Zeph. If we're talking like a more all-round laptop, I guess the 3 that stand out for me would be the Alienware M15, Razer Blade, and the Aero 15. Now, having used the Alienware 17, the keyboard on that is amazing, and the performance would be similar on the 15, if not identical. And so you get great gaming performance out of that. But for me, the Aero 15, when I could pump like 100 watts into that CPU, and the performance of that, like pretty much you undervolt it, you get absolute max performance out of it. You get 2 M.2s, you get, great battery life. It ticks virtually every single box. And although the design doesn't float my boat, like, the Razer's got a better design, the Razer's got a better trackpad, same with the Alienware, I think it's hard to beat that Aero. It's pretty much the dream because you're getting full maximum performance. You're getting all the ports, the fastest SD card reader. You get the OLED, everything. I think it's just the best in that class. I mean, the looks compared to, say, the Alienware and the Razer, no, it doesn't look as good as those. So if you're happy with good enough performance, you could easily make an argument for the Alienware or, the Razer. Because, they got the performance good enough. Most of the ports, the Alienware is limited to 16 gig. That's a bit of a, oversight at the moment. But if you like the look of the Aero, or looks aren't that important to you, I think I've got to recommend the Aero in this. Don't like the full-size keyboard and the ergonomics of that. I don't like the trackpad compared to the competitors. But other than that, the performance of that thing is just, wow. 100 watts into that CPU. Wow. And when it comes to the premium 15-inch laptops, so, stuff that's more weighted for content creation, I discount all those sort of gaming laptops, all right? So if you got RGB keyboard, you ain't getting in this. Of course, you can use those gaming laptops for content creation and say it's a premium one, but no, this is not the same category. For me, the category, talking XPS 15, MacBook Pro 16, we're talking ZenBook Pro Duo. They're the sort of laptops. No RGB keyboard, not made for gaming. So which is the best in that category? Now, given that the XPS 15 really isn't a new laptop this year, it's just a refresh, I'm just going to discard that, even though it's probably one of my most recommended there. The ZenBook Pro Duo is new. The MacBook Pro 16 is new. Which one is better? Man, that's pretty much one of the fastest laptops I've ever reviewed, that ZenBook Pro Duo. You get the utility of 2 displays. You get, a RTX 2060, which is like well above pretty much everything else in this category in terms of, GPU power. It is a bit chunkier, heavier. The battery life is not as good as, say, XPS 15 or MacBook Pro, but its performance is certainly better than both of them. And the utility of 2 displays, but the MacBook Pro is just pretty much nearly perfect other than Wi-Fi 6. And I love the 16:10 display. It's got awesome graphics now. Those Radeon Pro graphics, the 5500 is amazing. And that thing performs well, and pretty much in content creation, it's nearly up the top of the charts all the time. So, if content creation's your thing, you get the extra vertical real estate. I think for me personally, I would get the MacBook Pro out of those 2. But if you just want the most power and the most utility with the 2 displays, you don't mind it being a little bit thicker and the battery life not being quite as good, and the ergonomics, and the ergonomics of the ZenBook Pro Duo is not as good as obviously the MacBook Pro with the awesome trackpad and that, and the keyboard's like low. So, The ergonomics aren't that great, but it's got 2 displays, so you can get those utilities. Let me know down there in the comments which one you think is better out of those 2, but I'll give it to the MacBook Pro. But man, that's close. That's a really hard decision, and I could see you going either way. So when it comes down to the best laptop of the year, what is the one that's made the most impact? I mean, for innovation, ZenBook Pro Duo is the best. Most innovative laptop this year, that is it. That wins there. Best laptop overall, I think my top 3 laptops of the year, in no particular order, are XPS 13 2-in-1, MacBook Pro 16, and the Gigabyte Aero 15 OLED. So which one is the best overall? Well, before the MacBook Pro 16 come out, I was going to give the laptop of the year to the Aero 15. 100%. Like, I already decided, and like, I just wanted to check out the Alienware, which I have checked out, the 17-inch, which, you know, it's going to be the same as the 15-inch. And yeah, still the Aero's a bit better there. Not for looks, of course. The Alienware is just, oh, so sexy. I was going to give it to the Aero 15, and in some ways I could just give it a draw between the MacBook Pro 16 and the Aero 15. And in terms of without any bias, that's how I would do it. I would say those are the 2 best laptops this year. But if I introduce my bias into it, and my bias is I want the best battery life, that's like pretty much the second most important thing to me. The most important thing to me, the first thing is it's got to be able to just do my work. It doesn't have to be the most powerful laptop in the world, but it's just got to do it and do it well and be very competitive. It doesn't even have to be chart topper, just be pretty much right up there. Second would be battery life. Third would be like ergonomics and display and stuff like that. And that's where my bias comes in. I would rather use the MacBook Pro because of that trackpad. I don't need to use a mouse. You know, the Aero 15, the ergonomics of the keyboard, being a full-size keyboard, trackpad slightly to the left, and the trackpad's not that good compared to the MacBook Pro. It's not even in the same league. So personal bias, I'll get the MacBook Pro 16 out of those 2, but the Aero 15 is just power machine, like everything. 2M.2, super performance, like pump 100 watts into the CPU. It's just a killer device. To me, it's just not as polished as the MacBook Pro, and yeah, that's the way I would go. Anyway, let me know what you think is the laptop of the year. Hope this sort of helped you out there. Check out the link in the description for all the recommended laptops, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Tally ho.